Mizzou picked third in the conference behind Powers, Kentucky, and Florida, two teams that have spent their time in the SEC basketball's Eastern Division. Of course, Eric, we no longer have the divisions East and West, but still the strength would be from these Eastern teams.
That is correct. In the SEC basketball East and West divisions, they just don't exist anymore. However, for our SEC preview show, we will still split them up based on the old divisional alignment. Up first, KOMU8's Martin Satovsky has a look at the Beasts of the East.
Bring up the words SEC and National Championship, and the image of thundering football players probably comes to mind. But in basketball, the SEC can hold its own thanks to Kentucky's capturing of the crown last season. This year, Florida, Missouri, and Tennessee are chasing the Wildcats at the top of the conference. Those four teams are expected to take the top four spots in the SEC, and all four are traditional SEC East squads. On February 23rd, Mizzou will travel to Lexington and try to take down the defending champs, a place where Kentucky won 52 straight games prior to this season.
If you're a competitor in this profession, you want to be at the best job, that you can get the best players, you can compete at the highest level, and that's where I am.
Coming off a 26-win season and anchoring down the number 2 spot are the Florida Gators, a team looking to use its experience to build off last season.
I think the one thing that we've got to create kind of an identity for ourselves, because I think we have a lot of people coming back that have a lot of experience.
The Missouri Tigers check in at third in the conference and are expected to challenge for the SEC championship. But head coach Frank Haith said he is not worried about preseason predictions.
Whether we were picked high or picked low, I really don't want to focus on that. I don't want our guys to focus on it. Our focus as a team and what we preach to our players is don't worry about what we can't control. Only worry about what we can control, and that's our preparation.
Preseason SEC All-American Jarnell Stokes and the Tennessee Volunteers come in at number 4 in the conference. But Missouri's own SEC All-American Phil Pressey has the Volunteers a little worried.
Only has 2 turnovers, has 9 assists. Doesn't have a turnover.
Ball player. Don't look forward to playing against him. I think it'll be great for Trey Golden to go up against him, but a talented guy, quick with that basketball, gets to the lane, finds his shooters.
Rounding out the bottom of the SEC East at the 5, 6, and 7 spots are Georgia, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina. Now, Georgia won 15 games last season, and they're expected to improve on that total. Vanderbilt won 25 games, however, they returned 0 starters, and as a result, are projected to finish only 10th in the SEC as a whole.
We know how to deal with it, but I think the biggest difference is we have nobody on this year's team that will be in a role anywhere similar to the one they had a year ago.
And finally, near the bottom of the league is a rebuilding South Carolina program. With a new head coach leading the way, former Kansas State head coach Frank Martin will oversee the rebuild of a Gamecocks team that only won 2 SEC games last year.
Frank's going to be great for the league. You know, I think he's a great coach and is going to build an outstanding program, and certainly my relationship with him is bigger than basketball. It's one that he's a dear friend and someone that we've got a lot of great memories.
Conference championships aren't won in November or on paper, but it's a safe bet that this year's SEC champ will come from the would-be SEC East. Martin Satovsky, KOMU8 Sports.
Well, I think Martin's right on, don't you, Eric? Surely the SEC champ is going to be probably one of the 3 teams, Kentucky, Florida, Missouri. Every preseason poll has those as the top 3 teams in the league. Then you get separation from 4 on down.
Yeah, as much